Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Chris here. Um, hope everybody's having a good Labor Day weekend and everything. Um, I was gonna talk about Clash at the Castle and what was the other one? Worlds Collide. Obviously, that's not even remotely something that the biggest thing that even came up this weekend in wrestling. Um, Holy shit. Um, Needless to say, like last night's AEW show happened. That show isn't even the story he was talking about. Nothing on that show mattered at all. It meant shit. Everything happened after the show, and it happened because CM Punk went the fuck off. A couple people did some other stuff too that I'm gonna touch on. I'm gonna jump into this one real quick because it's kind of going under the radar, and it's one I feel strongly about. And that's Tony Storm and what she said about Thunder Rosa. Because I think what's being forgotten in all the CM Punk stuff is she all but said that Thunder Rosa's faking her injuries and that she didn't want to lose to her. Um, to air that publicly is fucking messed up. That's not right that she would air that publicly like that. And at this point, if I'm Thunder Rosa, I just quit that bitch. It's not worth working there anymore if I'm her. Like they've completely disrespected her, despite everything she does backstage for them and stuff like that, and how she's kind of been an ambassador and stuff. And like people are forgetting like that she's the other half of that Britt Baker match that everybody like busted a nut over. Like she was the other half of that match, and she was the better part of that match, and she's got no time to really accentuate her reign as champion. Like she didn't get a chance to really do anything at all. Like she's barely been seen or shown on TV or anything. She's not given mic time. She's not given time to cut promos or anything like that. She hasn't been used since she got the title. And people are shitting on her title reign. She hasn't gotten a chance to do anything with it, so of course she hasn't. Her reign's been lackluster. She hasn't been able to do anything. She's been given the opportunity to do anything. And then, so for Tony Storm to say, like, to throw her under the bus like that, if I'm her, I'm just like, I'm done. Like, here, I mail him back the title, and I say, I'm done. I'm not coming back. I'm done. I fucking leave, and I go wherever the fuck else. Like, I demand my release. I say, if you can either release me or I'm just gonna go. But I'm not working another day for this company if I'm her. Like, it's ridiculous that they would, that for someone to, and for Tony Khan to sit there and let her do that. Like, what the fuck? And I'll touch on him too once I get to CM Punk. Which I'm gonna do now because that's the main event of this whole shit show that happened. Um CM Punk used his part of the media scrum to air plenty of grievances about things. Um, Things that I understand why he felt the need to do this. Apparently, there's been some underboiling stuff that he's kept quiet about. Like he hasn't really talked about it before. Now he hasn't really talked about the Colt Cabana situation. He's never really brought it up. Like, and in the couple of things that have come out, like Colt Cabana's never really disputed anything that's been reported about any of it. Um, it's he hasn't, like, flat out. If it's not true, he should have dispelled that himself, and he hasn't. Well, last night, CM Punk decided to air those grievances and just tell his side of the story. Um, it wasn't the place for it, but something set him off. And it's been boiling under the surface, and he's kept it quiet for a long time. And that volcano erupted last night, I guess because of some stuff that he feels that the EVPs of the company, Matt Jackson, Nick Jackson, and Kenny Omega, started, even going as far as to possibly drag in other wrestlers from other promotions and tell them about this shit. Which, why would you fucking do that? Um, so they got in Adam Page's ear, and Adam Page cut that promo everybody remembers where he said, I'm here to save AEW from you. And it's like, where the fuck is that? That's an odd promo to cut. Where is this coming from? Because you could kind of see it when the promo, when he said it, that Punk was like, what the fuck was that? So he did his promo the next like couple weeks later and basically said, what was it? The apology needs to be as big as the disrespect. And the whole thing calling him out and basically saying, you have a problem with me, come see me. Well, he said it again last night in much more colorful fashion. And he kind of let loose on Colt Cabana, their fallout of their relationship. He explained everything as far as his side of it. And he was pissed because, like, he said the EVPs basically put out that he had Colt Cabana fired or whatever, relegated to ROH or Ring of Honor or whatever the fuck. And he basically said, I had nothing to fucking do with it. I don't care about that dude. We're not friends. I don't give a fuck about him, basically. All in front of the owner of the company, who had to kind of apologize for not dispelling it sooner, which Punk said, it's not your job to do that. They should have never started the shit. Which started a whole thing backstage where apparently there was a big-ass fight where Punk and Ace Steel got into an altercation with the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega to where and this is what I've read about it, Nick Jackson getting hit with a chair thrown by Ace Steel, Kenny Omega biting, or Ace Steel biting one another, and CM Punk throwing the first punch and knocking out one of the Young Bucks. It led to the Young Bucks and the Elite threatening to walk out or whatever. Just a whole bunch of shit. Again, and this goes to the first point. Tony Khan, what are you doing, dude? You should have cut that press conference off like the second it started to get that heated. You should have stopped it, taken Punk off of the fucking, away from the mic, and said, we're not doing this here. That's what should have happened with that. That's what should happen with Tony Storm. That should never have gotten aired publicly the way it did. As the owner of the company, you have a responsibility to keep that shit in the back or keep that shit private and away from the cameras. You failed at your job. As an owner, you have to decide what you're going to be. Are you going to be an owner? Are you going to be the man in charge? Are you going to be the fucking money mark that just puts up the money for this shit? Because if you're going to be the man in charge, like, for real, like, you need to suspend those people for doing that shit. You need to suspend CM Punk for throwing the first punch. You need to suspend Ace Steel for throwing a chair at one of the Young Bucks. You need to suspend the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega for being involved in a fist fight backstage. Because you suspended what's his name? You suspended Eddie Kingston for throwing a punch. So that bar's been set. And honestly, you should suspend Tony Storm for airing shit about Thunder Rosa like that. Like, that's not acceptable. As an owner, you don't allow your talent to do that. You don't allow one of your talent to call another guy an empty-headed fuckhead in the middle of a press conference. You don't allow them to say the executive vice presidents of your company aren't fit to run a Target. Like, you don't allow that. They're executives in the company that you're in charge of. So you're okay with him just shitting on your executives? You can't do that. Can't be acceptable. And I say that as someone who actually likes CM Punk. I'm a CM Punk fan. I like the dude. I understand where he's coming from. I get wanting to defend yourself. I get him defending himself. I'm okay with him defending himself against this stuff. That wasn't the way to do it, and that wasn't the place for it. And that should have been handled away from the cameras. Period. You don't allow that shit. Like, was he wrong? Was he right to say what he said about like, the bullshit rumors and stuff? Yes. He's absolutely right to say, like, that shit should have never gotten out, and I had nothing to do with it anyway. That's just them spreading bullshit about me for no fucking reason. What did I ever do to, like, and even said it himself. What did I ever do to Adam Page? I've never done anything to that dude. So for him to say what he said about me, like, that's disrespectful. And he's right. He's absolutely right. He had every right to defend himself. But there's a time and a way to do it. And that wasn't it. I've had grievances with people in management at jobs I've been at. You know what I did? We went into an office and talked it out. Did voices get raised? Yes. Did I lose my cool in those situations? Once or twice? Yes. By the end of that conversation, was everything cleared up? In some cases, yes. In other cases, decisions were made where I decided to leave those jobs. Just an example. For an example, when I was working at like a pharmacy I worked at, I got into it with my manager about some stuff. Things were coming out, and I aired my grievances at that moment. I basically aired my grievances with him, about him, and I said it to his face. Like I said, dude, this is the situation. This is how I feel about this. By the end of that conversation, like, I had made my mind up after that conversation that I needed to leave. So I started looking for another job. And once I found one, I had left. Because it needed to happen. It was time for me to go do something else. And it wasn't anything where it just like the conversation didn't go the way that, I don't want to say like the way that I wanted it to go. It's just that what I was saying wasn't being understood or heard. It wasn't being respected. And I was at the point where it's like, yo, I'm in a management position. I deserve that same respect that other people are getting. If I'm not going to get that respect, then I don't need to fucking be here. So I'm the fuck out. I wasn't going to take a demotion at the time because it's like, you're not going to take money out of my pocket or anything like that. And if you do, I will walk right now. But so we had it out about that. And I was like, look, I'm the person that, I've been doing this job for this long and blah, blah, blah. And, it was just big. It was what it was. But I made the decision that I needed to leave. It may come down to that where somebody's got to go in AEW. If I had to pick between the two people that people were going to go, I'd send the EVPs packing because they're not the draws they think they are. The only person that's drawn anything in that company if I had to pick between CM Punk and the Elite, it's CM Punk. He's a proven draw. Period. He's the proven draw. He's the proven star out of that group. Point blank. Y'all can argue about Kenny Omega's numbers in Japan. They don't mean shit in North America. They don't. You can argue about the Young Bucks, how great their matches are and whatever. They don't mean shit if no one's watching. Case in point, Kenny Omega's return match. He came back 2 weeks ago and came back to TV. You know what happened the second he came out? People turned Dynamite the fuck off. That's what the fuck happened. They lost viewers in the main event of their show when he came out. So he ain't a fucking draw. CM Punk, when he debuted, you know how many drews he drew? He drew 1 million for them. Point blank, there's your draw. He's a guy who's pay-per-view numbers. He draws the gates. He draws the numbers. He's a star. He's the guy you ride with. And they're going to have to make that decision apparently real quick too, because from what it sounds like, Punk said, it's if your people are either with me or I want them gone. Like, fuck this. He's like, I'm pulling my star card. What the fuck you gonna do? And if you're Tony Khan, what the fuck are you gonna do? Obviously, you gotta side with CM Punk. And after the way he sat there with like a deer in headlights, like, he didn't really defend the EVPs. He didn't defend the Bucks or Omega. Like, he let Punk just go on. And again, you can't do that. As the owner of a company, if I'm own a company, I own a business, and one of my employees did what he did or is doing what he's doing in a public venue in front of the press, I'm stopping that press conference immediately. I'm calling it all off. I'm getting everybody the fuck out. I'm pulling him aside. I'm pulling them in an office. And I'm saying, this does not leave this room. We're going to air this out right here, right now. We're going to solve this as best we can. And once we do, the next leak, if anything ever comes out about this, again, I'm firing every fucking body. I'll fire you, I'll fire you, I'll fire you, and I'll fire you. It dies here in this meeting between the five of us, and it does not leave. We do not leave this room until it's resolved. Y'all can yell at each other, y'all can bitch each other out, whatever, but nothing. Once it ends in this room, once we talk this out, it does not fucking come up again. Period. And if it does, all you're getting fired. I don't care who says it. I'm not looking for who says it. I'm just firing all five or four of you. I'm firing all of you. If you shoot in the ring or go into business for yourselves, I'm firing all of you. It's an all, everybody gets along or everybody got to get the fuck out. And that's how I would handle that. Because that's how you have to handle that situation. You can't have people chirping each other like that. And the same thing would go for Britt Baker, Thunder Rosa, Jamie Hayter, Tony Storm, or whoever. Like, y'all can like slap each other in the fucking face or whatever the fuck you want to throw punches. We're going to do it in private right here. And once it ends, that's it. It dies in this office and it does not go anywhere after this. Point blank, period. And if it comes up again, everybody's getting their walking, getting a pink slip. Period. That's how I'd handle that. Because it makes the company look bad. And for real, after last night, it showed that AEW was a fucking dumpster fire. That talent meeting did not go well, clearly, because shit's still bad. There are people who are openly saying, like, shit's not good. There's beef. Lots of beef. It's all over the place. Everybody got beef. Everybody got smoke. Everybody wants smoke with somebody. And that's not healthy. So you got to look at this from a business standpoint and figure out how to fix it. And like I said, if I'm Tony Khan, I'm pulling everybody up and I'm saying, I'm putting them in a room, blocking the door. Y'all settle this. I'm going to go snort some coke. No, I'm just kidding. I'm going to go like settle this. And I'm going to go like, nah, I'm not going to get it. I'm going to go like have a drink or something while y'all sort it out. If y'all throw punches, just make sure no cameras see it. Bye. And I'm going out and doing that. And that's how I'm handling that shit because you can't have that happen. So yeah, that's how I feel about that shit. Like I said, I don't blame CM Punk for saying what he said or coming out to defend himself. That wasn't the place for it. Also note, bringing up Colt Cabana's mom, dude, that was weak, man. Like, don't bring his mom into it. But she's just his mom. They share a bank account. That's nobody's fucking business. That was wrong as fuck to do that. I get why you brought it up because it's part of the whole lawsuit and the whole discovery phase. Get it. shouldn't have come out your fucking mouth, dude. You were wrong as shit for that. Period. You were wrong for bringing up moms. Don't bring family into it. Because now, if Colt Cabana wants to fight you, he should want to fight you for that. That would be like, I would understand that if Colt was like, yo, that's my mom, dude. Like, fuck that shit. Now, like I said, this whole thing was a fucking mess. And like I said, I was going to do a video about it earlier, but I've been out busy doing some stuff because it's Labor Day. You know what? I'm going to touch on Clash at the Castle real quick. I do want to talk about one match in particular. Actually, I want to talk about two of the matches at Clash at the Castle. I want to talk about Sheamus and Gunther, and I want to talk about Seth Rollins and Matt Riddle. Seth Rollins and Matt Riddle will cover first. Seth Rollins and Matt Riddle, they made Matt Riddle look like a chump, dude. Like, there ain't no coming back for him after that. Seth Rollins ran down his family, ran him down like about his divorce and his kids, and he beat him clean as a whistle, dude. He didn't cheat, beat him clean. I don't know whether it's because the text messages that came out that with Matt Riddle, or all the stuff that came out about the text messages that he was involved in with his ex friend or whatever that came out this week. But he ate a clean pin, and like Seth Rollins basically bitched him out. He looks like a bitch after that. I'm not saying in real life he's a bitch, because he could kick my fucking ass. But as a character, Matt Riddle looks like a fucking chump. Period. Point blank. Full stop. He looks like a bitch. Flat out. His character's fucked after that. Unless he goes on a fucking killing spree and like beats up people at random for like a month and a half. Just like murders people in the matches. Like, he's done. Gunther and Sheamus, one of the best matches I saw this weekend. The best match I saw this weekend, quite frankly. The only one that comes close is Ricochet and Carmelo Hayes. Because it was just a fun fucking match to watch. Those two put on a show in the opener of Worlds Collide. So I like that match. Sheamus and Gunther, I love that match. Hard-hitting, old school, fucking brawl. Those two laid it fucking in at each other, and you could tell they were just going at it. I said this in the Wrestling Soup Discord, and people were like, "No, stop it." But I stand by this. Sheamus is one of the most underrated and underappreciated guys of his generation. And the reason I say that is his longevity, because of how long he's been doing it. He's been relatively at the top or in the upper mid card of WWE the entire time. The amount of titles he's won over the course of his career. And he's always found a way to kind of stay there. That's why I said that. Like, Sheamus has proven himself to be one of those guys who, like, he deserves his flowers, man. He deserves his due. He has always found a way to kind of keep himself there. And this is a guy who was talking like a year or so ago about retiring soon because, like, his neck is like jelly. But he managed to, he's still going. Like, respect. Respect. And Gunther, that dude got himself in phenomenal fucking shape, worked hard, and is reaping the rewards of that. Unlike some other guys who didn't do the same thing and got their walking papers, Gunther, took it seriously. He got in the shape, lost weight, got jacked as fuck. He looks great. Still hits hard. Still can do what he did, hadn't lost anything, and still the guy he was. Like, his chops sound like fucking machine guns. Like, fuck, I would not want to take one of those. But that match was my favorite match this weekend. If I had to pick between all the shows I saw, that would be the one that, again, I'm glad I woke up for that one, because I'd honestly, I'd missed the opening of Clash of the Castle. I've been meaning to rewatch it from the beginning, and I just haven't had the chance because I was just busy doing other stuff and taking care of stuff from my house, apartment. So I haven't been able to do it. I had planned on doing a more detailed thing, and then the AEW stuff happened, and just like, holy shit, it's gonna take a back seat because this is too big a story to not cover. So that's my thoughts on everything. Like I said, the biggest thing was the CM Punk thing. Holy shit. We're gonna be seeing the after effects of that shit for a minute too. That was not a one night thing and it's over with. I guarantee you we're going to see more come out the next couple days. More stuff about that fight's going to come out. It's going to be ugly. Just what's come out since last night has been ugly. Like, finding out there was a fist fight. Finding out details about that. It's a fucking mess. It's a fucking mess. And it's not what you want coming off a pay-per-view. It's not what you want coming off one of your bigger shows. And like I said, just drama for the sake of drama. And if you're the Young Bucks, I hope you're fucking and Kenny Omega, hope you're fucking happy with yourselves, because you may have signed the death note for your fucking company with your fucking bullshit. If with putting this out there, starting this stuff, like, you guys fucked this up. The ultimate death of AEW, if this is what kills them, is going to be this CM Punk rumor mill that y'all started about Colt Cabana. And for what? What was the point of it? Like, why even go there? It's not like Colt Cabana doesn't have a job. He's working the ROH portion of the company. He's not out of work. He has a fucking job. Nobody got actually fired. Fucking dummies. Like, what would you do that for? All you did was piss off the guy that you don't want to piss off. It was stupid to do that. It was stupid to do, and now you're reaping what you sowed with it. Had you just not gotten involved, and also, why are you getting involved in that situation? It's got nothing to do with you. Should have minded your fucking business. That beef between Colt Cabana and CM Punk is between Colt Cabana and CM Punk. It's an A and B conversation. See your ass the fuck out of it. Same thing goes for Adam Page. Like, no one asked you to stick up. Like, who are you to be even jumping into that? Like, you're nobody. Like, you're not even that. You're not a nobody. And your title run proved that. All that build, and you were like, not the guy. At all. And the fact that they shunted your ass down the card as quickly as they did pretty much validates the fact that you were never that guy to begin with. Neither was Kenny Omega, to be quite honest. Like, none of you guys are. Like, y'all aren't. You think you're these great, like, performers, and you're not. I said it from the beginning. The Young Bucks aren't even the best tag team in their own company. That's FTR. Kenny Omega isn't even the best worker in his own company. That's Daniel Bryan, or Bryan Danielson. Period. Because Bryan Danielson is better than all of these motherfuckers in AEW. Quite frankly, he's better than CM Punk. He's better than Jericho. He's better than Kenny Omega. He's the best worker out of all the singles talent in AEW. Point blank, Period. Hell, William Regal's better than all you motherfuckers too, and he's been retired for like 5 years. I'd pay to see him more than before I'd pay to see Kenny Omega wrestle another fucking match. Or Chris Jericho. Fuck that. Like, I'd pay to see William Regal wrestle before I'd pay to see Kenny Omega again. Like, Kenny Omega's not that good. Boom. I said it. Come at me. Or better yet, don't waste your time, because you're not going to convince me of anything otherwise. Oh, but he had those great, like, 7-star matches with, like, Okada. Okay. The star ratings of Dave Meltzer mean jack all to me, and Okada's the better wrestler. So, of course, he had great matches. Kenny Omega's only had great matches with Okada. Okada's had great matches with every fucking body. So, who's the better wrestler there? It's Okada. Daniel Bryan had a great match with Kenny Omega. Daniel Bryan's had great matches with Chris Jericho and great matches with Daniel Garcia. He had a great match with Adam Page, too. The common denominator there is Bryan Danielson, not Kenny Omega. The Young Bucks have had great matches with nobody, because all they do is their fucking super kicks and fucking flips. And they're not good at it anymore. Boom. That's right, I said it, ain't nobody scared. FTR's 10 times better than them, all day, every day. Hell, the Acclaimed are better than the Young Bucks all day, every day. So, those are my thoughts on everything that happened this weekend. Like I said, Tony, get your house in order, man. Like, get your fucking house in order. Or, like, close up shop. Because those are your only two options at this point. You can either fix it or close it up. Because if you don't fix it, it's going to get closed up anyway. So, I wish you all luck in the world with that. And I mean that. I mean that sincerely. Because the wrestling business is at its best when there's more than one company doing well. WWE having a monopoly over everything is not good for business. It's not good for their business. It's not good for anybody else. Having another company that's successful or viably successful is good for everybody. It gives guys that aren't good enough for WWE a place to go, get better, so maybe they do get the WWE at some point. It gives talent places to work, and I'm always for that. It was bad when WCW went out of business and ECW went out of business. It was bad for wrestling when those companies died. And like AEW has a chance still, even with all this fucking bullshit, has a chance to still be a competitor to WWE. They can, but they have to fix their fucking house. And all the people out there who act like there's nothing fucking wrong with them and that they're this great company, you're saying now that it wasn't. And it's not. And there are problems. And those problems need to be addressed for them to have any hope of having a future. Because trust me, if they don't fix it, they're dead. So, again, like people think I hate AEW. People think I hate them. I don't. I laugh at the botches. I make fun of like some of their stupid booking. I make fun of their stupid angles. I make fun of the fact that people say Tony Khan's the Booker of the Year. He's not. And I will die saying he's not Booker of the Year. The way he booked Thunder Rosa alone is why he's not Booker of the Year. But you can look at everything else he's done, some other decisions he's made, and just see that was a joke. Like, and let me also say, like, you know what? I'm going to say that for another time. I'm not going to bring that thought up. I'm going to save that for another time. So, anyway, it's late. You guys, I'm getting off of here. You guys take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Peace.